Hello and welcome. This is our inner winter flow class, which is going to be very, very gentle. And these are the kinds of movements that I feel can benefit us just to feel like there's some energy moving. You can go about your day, but nothing that drains you in any way. And also, a lot of us experience back pain during this time, so this is geared also towards, you know, lengthening this area, relieving. Good, so let's start on our backs. In constructive rest. You can place the feet about hip width distance apart and find a position where your knees neither want to drop in or out. You might have to play around a bit with the position of the feet. Good. And you can just stay here and breathe for 20 minutes. That would be a complete practice. We're going to add on for today. Well, let's start by really breathing into the belly. You might be feeling some tenderness, and our tendency is to bring the breath upward into the chest and into the shoulders if we feel pain. But it's, on the contrary, really good to bring the breath low. Allow this area to ebb and flow softly. As you inhale, the belly expands gently. And as you exhale, gravity takes care of you. The belly falls back towards the floor. Good, let's take 2 more breaths. Wonderful, good. And I'm just going to bring my right knee in towards the chest. I'm going to press the thigh too much into the belly, but just so that I can hold on to the back of the thigh. Then inhale, moving the leg towards straightening. And exhale, bend. Good, just flossing the back of the leg. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. A few more, inhale. Moving towards straightening without having to fully straighten the knee. Exhale, bend. Last time, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Good, and then easy going, just switching sides. Bring the left knee in towards the chest so that I can hold on to the back of the thigh. Inhale, moving towards straightening. Exhale, bend. Inhale to lengthen the back of the leg. Exhale, bend. Last 2, just easy going, breath and movement sinking to allow the body to soften. Good. And then you can release both feet down to the ground. And I'm going to come into a side lying position. I hope you can still see me. Like a side shavasana, both hands on top of one another. Good. And then from here, I'm going to reach my right arm up into the side and back down. Good. Gentle twist and shoulder opener. Inhale, arm up. And exhale, arm back down. And my movements are very, very soft and nothing erratic here. I'm just staying grounded, heavy. Just allowing a little bit of movement. Last one. Good. And then I'm going to simply switch sides, come back onto constructive rest, and then onto my right side. Good. And from here again, this time my left arm is moving up. And slowly moving down. Inhale, right arm up. And as I exhale, arm moves out and down. Staying really lazy with your movement. And you don't have to force your body. The arm doesn't have to be straight. And if your arm just hovers up here because you feel a little bit tight in your shoulders, also good. Last round. Good. And then I'm just going to stay here on the side for a moment. Nice. And then you can simply come on to all fours. I'm going to switch my direction. Nice. And once you're on all fours, I like to take my time to really arrive here in this animalistic position. You can wave your hips side to side. And let's actually draw some circles with the hips so you can feel the weight. You don't have to move so far forward that becomes like a core exercise. Yeah, we're just releasing through the hips, through the back. Also just noticing the weight shift in the hands. Let's switch sides. Feel like you can inhale forward. Exhale back. Nice. Good. Let's take it through a few cat-cow. So as you inhale, you can open the heart. And exhale to round. Again, moving in a range of motion where you feel like, okay, this feels good. This feels nice. As opposed to, I don't really feel like doing this. Or this hurts. Okay, 2 more. Allowing the breath to move you more than you're telling your body to move. Good, nice. And let's take it into wide knee child's pose. And I've got my elbows down so I don't have to move down so far. Good, and from here we're going to take it into a side child to open through the lower back and through the side of the body. Breathing in to the right side. Nice. And then slowly going over to the other side. Keeping both sit bones heavy. Wonderful. And then you can come back to the middle, lengthening both sides. And then lifting yourself up. And I'm going to sit down. Actually, let's move into a pigeon. Good. So coming back onto all fours. And when you're ready, you can come back up and let's move into a pigeon pose. So bringing your right shin forward. And maybe you'd like a little block or blanket underneath your right hip to elevate yourself a bit. Nice. And then inhale, gentle lengthening through the front of the body. And then as you exhale, you can lower down. Good. Making sure your belly can still hang here. And so we're creating some more space in the back through opening the hip. And for most of us, it's not easy to let the belly hang. Yeah, so in these positions where gravity is our friend, really breathing into the belly and allowing it to hang and expand and do its thing. Good. And if you like to wiggle a little bit side to side, you can do that. Good, and then let's get slowly ready to switch sides, pressing into the hands, coming back onto all fours, and then switching sides. Left chin forward. Good, taking just a moment to lengthen. Good. Again, if you like a blanket, place it under your hip. Nice. And again, 5 breaths or so, easy, letting the belly hang. Get big. So it doesn't have to cramp. Nice and loose and jiggly. Doesn't have to be your deepest pigeon. We're just moving in a way that feels good. Why not? Good, and then slowly come back up onto your hands and knees. Good. And then from here, I'm going to simply sit back. And we're going to come into a similar position like we just did. This is often also called pigeon prep or deer pose in yin, in the yin world. So my legs are, everything is about 90-degree-ish angle. My right foot is on my left thigh. And you can support yourself with your right hand behind you. And you can, of course, take this into a hip opening, but today we're just going to take it in a gentle twist. So as I'm inhaling, my left hand on my left thigh, I'm opening. And as I exhale, I'll move back to center. Good. Inhale, I'm kicking off a little bit off of my left leg to twist, gaze over my right shoulder. And exhale back to center. Also working the internal rotation here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. This feeling of this twist getting initiated from the belly into the chest and climbing all the way into the neck. And also releasing back from the belly, the chest, and the head. Good. Let's do this a few times. Inhale, twisting from bottom of the spine to up. Exhale, releasing the twist from the bottom to top. Last 2 with breath. Good. No crazy twist. Just allowing the spine to experience that range of motion of winding and unwinding. Good. Other side. Left foot is on my right thigh, my right hand on my thigh left. Fingertips behind me to support. Good. And as I inhale again, I'm lifting my right hip up a little bit to come into a twist. And as I exhale, I release. Come back to center. Good. Inhale, twisting from the base of the spine. Up, gazing behind my left shoulder, and exhale back. Good, a few more. Like the breath climbing up towards the crown. Very feminine, wavy movement. Good, and then slowly coming back. You can release your weight onto your hands behind you. Let's just windshield wiper. Good. Now for the last one, just for a moment, just gonna make sure I have enough room with these plants. Widening the feet. You can always sit on a blanket or a cushion, because just sitting here might be a lot. We're opening through the backs and the inner lines of the legs. Good. And let's just take it into a gentle side bend. So you're opening through the lower back. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, you can cover a little bit to come forward. Good, let's do it 3 more times. Inhale, opening out. And exhale, reaching diagonally. Left can also be next to the leg. Inhale, open up. Can also be up here. And exhale, covering a little bit. Good, last time. Inhale. And exhale. Good, and just get really lazy, sloppy through the center. Over to the other side. Right hand this time supporting you. Inhale into a side bend. And exhale, rounding, reaching diagonally forward. Inhale to a side bend. Exhale, diagonal reach. Last one. Good, and then inhale. Come all the way up. And we're going to come onto our backs. Lying down. Maybe you like to lie down through the side so you don't have to use your core muscles so much. Good. Wonderful. And here again, we're just going to windshield wiper the knees from one side to the other. Nice. Good. And I'm just going to rest today, or in a constructive rest position. You can also place a strap around the thighs to feel that you don't have to hold on to your thighs at all. Let me get that quickly. So, placing the strap around your thighs. A cushion, a scarf will do. A longer towel will do. So that your legs don't have to do anything. So finishing the way we started in constructive rest. And this is a position where the psoas muscle can completely release. And when the psoas muscle can release, just hang like a hammock. Our diaphragm can release. When the diaphragm and the psoas can release, our lower back can release. And so staying with the belly breathing, softening of the belly. So as with any kind of pain, the pain happens in the brain. Doesn't mean that it's not real. Doesn't mean you're faking it. However, there are no such thing as pain receptors in our bodies. There are different receptors that signal threat, and whether the brain actually interprets this as threat is a different question. So there's the potential for pain to occur, or for brain to interpret the pain of the body as pain. And then there is the added fear and anticipation and dread and judgment that comes along with it. And that's the part we can really control. So becoming a little bit more open to the sensations that are happening perhaps in the lower belly, in the lower back. And maybe not at the height of a period when the pain is really intense and you just can't be bothered with these kind of exercises, but maybe towards the end where the pain level is subsiding, taking a moment to become more curious towards the sensations that the body is sending. So is it more of a pulling or pressing? Feel like a downward motion, or heat or cold? And how do all these sensations change with the inhale and the exhale? Maybe the sensation even changes at the top of the inhale or at the bottom of the exhale. Just inviting curiosity and conversation into these sensations. And always signaling back to the body that it's safe. There is no blood loss to the degree that you're going to lose consciousness. There's no limb being cut off. It's just part of the regular monthly cycle of cleansing and you're releasing. And yeah, there are uterine contractions and there is some blood loss, and with that, a low degree of inflammation. But the anticipation, the dread, the fear, all of that around it, can I soften that for a moment? Good, let's take 3 more breaths here. Wonderful. And then if you've had the belt around the thighs, you can just take it off. Good. And lie over on one side. And when you're ready, you can sit up so we can close the space together. I'm very grateful that you've taken the time to inquire. Move your body, even when it feels a bit heavy or achy. And I thank you very much for sharing this practice.